Hello, I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel, and we are back with mild melty cheeses, and this is episode number 27, where we are looking at a Dutch Gouda from Oorsprong, a farm, a place, a company, a home. And this is made from cow's milk, product of the Netherlands. So this is misspelled. There's an R in there. O-O-R, Sprong. But I'm not going to be too critical with all these other languages. I'm sure I don't pronounce anything right. Oh, look. Some little mouse has been in here tasting this. So this is not cold. This is at room temperature. It's been sitting out for a bit. And I'm going to taste it and put it on things and pair it with things. Give you an idea of what it tastes like. If you like what you've been seeing here, please give this video a thumbs up. Like the video, leave comments, leave questions, share it with friends, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell to get notified. And you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. So I'm going to cut off a big piece. So I didn't really do any research when I bought this thing from the cheese shop. But if I had, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because this is aged 1 year, which is probably putting it out of the range of mild melty cheeses, but we'll see. It might be mild, it might melt just fine. Cloth rind, kind of tough. So most of the ones in this group are not aged this long. Oh wow, this is really creamy and nice. And I guess I need to mention my guide, which is where I got the idea for this. But Liz Thorpe's wonderful book, The Book of Cheese, is divided up into gateways. And we are strolling through the Havarti gateway, which is where Gouda and Havarti and Colby and other things are found. And they tend to have mild flavors, and they tend to melt really well, and they tend to be younger and higher moisture. So this particular cheese, this particular creamery is not in the book, but it was pretty easy to spot as a Gouda. So I will give it a taste. There is quite a bit of aroma too, and it is sort of moving along towards Parmesan. Wow. Creamy. No crystals, no solids, no granules of any kind. Wow, that's good. And very intensely creamy, salty. It's almost like the texture of butter. And this is at room temperature. Oh man. With just a tiny little funky note, like if an old barn or a farmyard or something with some animal-y things. Although this is not goat or sheep milk, it's just cow. So I'm going to try it on a piece of rye bread. The rye is a strong flavor, but the cheese has no trouble keeping up with it and competing. Creamy, buttery, all the dairy notes are in there, and quite a bit of salt. And it's good. I like salt, even though my doctor doesn't. So I'm going to put it on this weird cracker with nuts and fruits and nuts in it. Let's see how that goes. Oh, kind of a dry mixture. There's not much moisture in that cracker. And the cheese is, the age is driving away some of the moisture there. Though it is a creamy fat mouthfeel, it's not high moisture in the way of, in terms of water. So we'll try one more cracker. Let's do like a club cracker, a buttery cracker. And this is close to the rind and a little darker. Harder, tastier cheese. Tougher texture, stronger flavors next to the rind. And you can see it in the overhead here, where it's definitely way to the brown side or dark yellow, where the interior is fairly plain yellow. So, oh, I like this cheese. It's really good. I had to get this at a cheese shop, as you saw from the wrapper. I'm going to throw in a couple tiny pieces of bacon to serve as my first pairing. Wonderful flavors, very complimentary. Salty bacon, salty cheese, but great. Creaminess in the cheese is just wonderful. Gets along fine with the bacon. And I'm going to do this toasted sesame seed trick again, where there's enough moisture in the cheese to pick up quite a few sesame seeds. I toasted it in a skillet. So let's see how this goes. Strangely nutty, toasty, stinky flavors coming from the seeds. And a good pairing with cheese. It has its own funkiness. Wow, that's crazy. I like that. And I guess I need one more piece to continue with pairings. Tough rind. Let's get that guy off. Okay. Well, a little piece of plastic from something that is static clinging to me. Yes. Still in life. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Next thing I want to do is some fresh pineapple. Wait, here's a big piece. And a big piece of cheese. I'm just gonna put them together. So it's a very yellow day around here. Here goes. Yes. It's a very sweet, juicy pineapple. And that is all contrast to the fat, lower moisture, lower water cheese. Salty versus not salty, fruity versus savory flavors. Wow. That's good, that's good. I could eat that combination all day. And I want dried cherries or blueberries. Let's try a couple of blueberries here. Maybe I need 3 with a cheese this strong in flavor. So I'm not going to make little dents or carve little craters to put them in. I'm just going to throw them all in my mouth at once. Not as successful. Not as successful. The savory notes of the cheese didn't really get along with the blueberries, which are juicy, fruity, and no salt. I didn't like that combination. That's kind of odd. Normally blueberries always work, and dried blueberries always work. Okay. So I will try a couple of cashews on a piece. We get some halves and just kind of squish them on. There. Let's see if that works. Oh, a very salty combination, but the flavors mesh well together, and they're similar. A nutty, cashewy, almost savory type note from the nuts, and very similar things from the cheese. Fatty, mouth coating, savory and salty notes from the cheese go right along with it. So I'm going to take some of this and make cheese grits and see how melty and cheesy it turns out. I'll be right back. I'm back with the cheese grits I made with the Dutch Gouda called Oorsprong, which is a neat sounding brand. It's a neat cheese from a biodynamic dairy farm somewhere in the Netherlands. I'll try to put a link to it in the description below. But I made up regular grits and I added cheese at the end after it had cooled off a little bit to not cause the cheese to separate or break up or disassemble itself. This is grits made with milk and water combination, a little salt, a little white pepper, and then a couple ounces of cheese in a 1 cup serving. Start with 1 cup of water and milk. So grits is it's a southern thing in the U.S. Lots of people in the U.S. don't even know what it is. But think polenta. It's up around here. Polenta is expensive. Grits is cheap. You can make your own from cornmeal. Own polenta from cornmeal. So I am going to taste this Gouda cheese grits. Oh wow. A lot of sweetness and graininess from the corn. Wow. And the cheese is wild. It is creamy, rich, got some of those farmyard hay vegetable notes. Oh wow. I didn't think I put in that much white pepper, but it's kind of very sprightly on my tongue. Oh wow, yeah, it's good. You can tell it's not a cheddar. You can tell from the color, but it is not a cheddar kind of cheese, or an American, or other things that might go into grits. So this is very interesting. If you serve this with a dinner, people might want to know what's in it or what it is. So it is well salted. I tried to not salt it too much, knowing the cheese was fairly salty. And I got that level about right. This is tasty, creamy, rich. And sort of tell it's corn-based, but the cheese is covering up some of that. Very interesting. I like it. This is great. Okay, so that's successful. So once again, please like the video, leave comments and questions, share it with friends, subscribe, click the bell to get notified, and come back for more because we're going to have a few more cheeses to look at. So come back for all that, and cheers.